I needed this music this morning. Ride all day, ride all night. Good morning, good people. If it's around 9 o'clock, you know it's time for Lovebabz, Lovetalk. I am Babz Rawls Ivy, and I'm here with my love of my life, celebrating 25 years in business.
Woohoo!
Woo! Smith-Holness.
That's right.
Hello, my love.
Hi, my love.
I'm sorry, Karaine Smith-Holness.
Actually, Karaine Holness. Smith is only because I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
You know, my friends in Jamaica and stuff, you know, they got
Okay, so they can find you.
right, but
Because there's like 8 million Karaines around.
not 8 million, but
Is that a popular name in Jamaica?
Karaine?
Yeah.
No, my name was actually a mistake. My name was supposed to be Karen.
Oh.
And and I was registered at home.
And Yvonne,
I was a home birth.
Yvonne must have been young. She ain't
She
raised
wa-
no
she-
hell about that.
No. So my mom had me at 14.
Ooh,
And
girl, yeah, that's why I always forget she's your mother.
I know. I tend to forget too. All right, Yvonne, don't bother come to
Like
my
you
job.
can date men her age. I mean, you can't because you're married, but
Right. But
14
yeah,
years is nothing.
it's nothing. So yeah, so I was registered at a
Pull your
post
mic up a
office.
little bit more towards you. Yes, there you
Okay.
go.
So I was registered at a post office, and the lady spelled my name Karaine.
Because she
And
just was like, that's what
Oh.
I heard.
that's what she heard, and so that's who I am.
Okay. I think, I believe there are no accidents.
None.
Everything is divine and providential. So.
Correct. Correct.
So 25 years, girl.
Yes, girl. 25
Like,
years.
what is that in? What's 25 years? That like silver plates and stuff? What is that?
Right. So y'all need to get me some silver plates. Because, it's our silver anniversary.
Oh, was I right? It's silver?
It is silver. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, yeah. So
As I was coming in, I was telling you, I was like, I was married in
Trying to do that.
1995.
it
I
was-
would have been
It was a
married.
great year.
It was. So, you know what? I'm going to text my ex-husband and say, I've known you 25 years.
Well, you would have been married. We
We would have been married. No, I met him. We got married within 6 months of knowing. Yeah.
Girl, was that? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
like,
that's a whole other show.
I mean,
girl.
we would have gotten married 90 days in if I would have said yes. If I would have said yes when he asked me the first time.
Mm.
I was like, so I waited 3 more months.
Hey, make it extend a little longer. Okay, wow.
So yeah, so
So yeah, I
95
think you
was
should give him
pretty,
a text and say this is our 20
well, he
would have been.
He normally texts me on our anniversary and says some mess like happy knowing you. This would have been our whatever. I was like, are you out of your mind? I said, well, what's the date for the divorce? Text me that.
Celebrate that too.
Celebrate that. So 25 years ago, you said, I want to be in business, and this is the business. Or 25 years ago, you're like, well, you know what? Did you become a cosmetologist here or in Jamaica?
I became a cosmetologist here. But it wasn't even like that. Do you remember Dominic from A1 Toyota? He was the owner of A1 Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
So Dominic and my in-laws are, well, Dominic passed, so, but he was very good friends with my in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we were just having a conversation. He was asking me all these questions because at the time I was working in a salon. I was renting chair at a salon in West Haven, and I was paying like $250 a week. And he, and having my own products and the whole thing. And he says to me, so you have a salon in a salon. Why don't you have your own salon?
Wow.
And because I was registered, the whole EIN numbers, everything. And I was like, I don't think I can afford it. And he just basically sat me down, went through my numbers with me.
Wow.
And said to me, you can.
See, that's some good mentoring.
Correct.
Right? Like that's somebody who was like, let me get you someplace.
Let me get you right. And so that's what he did for me. And
that's a wonderful gift to give somebody.
yes.
Because that's time.
And that's invaluable.
And advice. Because
Yes.
nowadays you got people want to charge. They want to charge you to pick their brain over, like you got to pay me a fee. You got to buy me something to eat or drink, or
girl,
which I'm not mad about that, but I'm just saying it's a different day.
No, we sat right there in Tropical Delights, right at that counter. And he helped me see the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one hurdle that was jumped. The next hurdle was finding space.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the nerves come in now, because, you know, and do you remember Peter Pan and Wendy? The boutique, the children's boutique in Fitz Street.
No.
Beaver Hill Shopping Center.
No.
So Peter Pan and Wendy was right next door to my in-laws' restaurant. And then they moved.
Oh, so that's how you got in that space.
And that's how I got in that
I
space.
love that space because it was like a dual space.
Correct.
Okay.
And so when the space became available, my father-in-law just went to the owner and says, listen, we're going to take this, we're going to take the space. And we were actually visiting my mom. My mom was living in Toronto at the time. And my father-in-law says to me, you know, the space is available. And then I'm like, so we might get money. You know, how am I gonna finance this? Because now it's available. And my in-laws, and they stepped up. I've just been truly blessed. And
wow.
They stepped up, and because I didn't know nobody, you know, contractors and all of that. And so they tapped into their network and got the place, you know. So it wasn't like, oh, you had this wonderful, I had to run to the bank. The bank was my family and friends. And, you know, we bought our furniture on Bargain News. So we were driving all over.
I remember Bargain News.
Yes, girl. And I was driving.
Man, imagine what you could do today with the
Facebook Marketplace. What, girl? So yeah, and so that's how I started at 143 Fifth Street, just like that.
Wow. Did you have children already yet? No. You
I
did?
had Carisha.
Okay.
I had Carisha. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because she's
older. She's in her last year of her 20s. So yeah, so she was, that was just me and her. So the other two was born. Like Cameron, my water broke in the salon. Like Cameron was destined to be a stylist.
Yes.
And of course Richard. So both pregnancies back to back was at Fifth Street.
Wow.
So yeah.
So how did you get customers? Like how did people find you in those early days?
In the early days.
Because I know you're Jamaican.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Jamaicans have not y'all, us, we, because I'm honorary.
That's right.
We have a serious underground network.
Serious.
I don't even think it's underground anymore. I mean, people just
it's above ground.
People just like you talk to one Jamaican, it's like talking to 3,000.
You're right. Oh, you know so-and-so? So I was blessed when I got out of beauty school to work at a very popular salon on Dixwell Avenue. And I remember, girl, my first paycheck was $7.50. I shampooed somebody's hair, and it was a $15 shampoo, and my first paycheck was $7.50. And I was so excited. I went home to Robert. I'm like, ah! And he just looked at me like, girl. Right? And so I worked there, and my in-laws again had at the time owned Page One. And so,
what?
Yes. So
in the living room? So that's what we used to call it, the living room.
Really?
I didn't know they owned Page One.
Yes.
Do you know how much parties? Oh, never mind. That's a different story.
Right. So, but Page One was like, people still see me now and say, so are you guys
Page
ever?
One is legendary.
Correct. So people ask me, I was just asked like last week by someone, are you guys going to do another Page One reunion? Because we did do one. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do all that work. But Page One, so I worked there as well as a bartender.
Get out of here.
Yeah, girl. You know, this non-drinking.
Did I not know that's part of you? I think I did.
Yeah, well.
And you don't even drink.
I know. Most people don't believe I don't drink.
So how did you become a bartender?
Because it was a family business. You had to be the one to fill in when somebody called out.
Okay.
You had to learn. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do, right? So I end up learning, you know, from the other bartenders, how to mix the drinks and all of those things. And so, yeah. I
always wanted to be a bartender. I think I'd be an amazing
You
bartender.
would be.
I'd chat people
Do
up.
you remember Daphne? Daphne used to be at, she used to work at the phone company, but she used to be one of the bartenders.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes.
Daphne was like it was Daphne Drake. Oh my goodness, he drank snake bite. Snake bite. He's a Vaughn. But anyway, so I had some of the best mentors, I guess, as bartenders. And
Oh my God. I did not, as long as I've known you, Kay, I did not know the page one story.
Yeah, that's Ozzy and Pauline.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Gee
So
whiz.
I came from Jamaica to page one.
I mean, that was the spot.
It was.
It was like I mean, it was very urban professional back then. That
Mm-hmm.
was the closest thing that we got to like cool urban
It
professional.
really was. And I think page
and people
one,
never showed out in it. Like it was
no,
a good, it was always a good vibe.
Really, really, really a great
Like that's what I think a
space.
neighborhood bar ought to be. Just
Correct.
like that, right?
It was, and that's where I met Dolly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Dolly,
Because a lot of the Deltas used to hang out there.
a lot of Deltas.
Robin Godwin, some Celeste that passed. Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's how I got my start. So my customer base basically just came from that. Being at page one, and yeah.
I miss that space.
It was a great space. You know, I like my in-laws still have like their page one satin jackets. They I look, I still got mine.
So you come from entrepreneurial people.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and that was just my in-laws. Like, so if we go back in terms of entrepreneur, my grandfather was a shoemaker. My grandmother was a cook,
mm-hmm.
and she also sold at the market. You know, it's like we have always done. We always.
And your mother is very she's stepping into her entrepreneurial self.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the
she always been, girl.
Here's the cool thing about your mother. When you opened your salon, your mother went to cosmetology school.
No, my mom went to cosmetology school when I became a cosmetologist.
Wow.
So it was way before the salon.
Okay.
Because, so when I started having children, again, because I'm an only child and spoiled rotten,
Mm-hmm.
and is the apple of Yvonne's eye.
Yeah, you are.
And so while she was in Toronto, she went to beauty school because she knew eventually she was going to be wherever I am once I start having children.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. And so she became a hairdresser so she could be of support to me. And she has done that. Now she's trying to, you know, create her own world.
Oh, I know.
And walking away from me. And it is one, I will tell you, it was one of the hardest.
I know.
It is one of the hardest things for me. And I think, yeah, it's hard.
It's like a role reversal, because usually mothers get a little weepy when their children like fly the nest.
No,
here's your mother flying the nest.
And girl,
like,
I am still crying. Like, how you mean you're not gonna come in and help me today? Do you know how many customers I have? Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
And she does though, because she's got her own kind of customers, right? Like
she has her own thing. Girl, my mama, yeah, my mother is
I like
so
your mother
special.
very much. She's the kind of woman, she doesn't pull no punches.
No, she don't.
She's not fake.
No.
What you see is what you get, and she'll always tell you the truth.
Always.
Whether it hurts you or not.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know that about her.
It's not personal.
It's
not personal. You can't take it personal.
But I enjoy her cooking.
Yes.
Because I hired her to cater Valentine's Day last year. She catered for me.
My mom is the bomb.
And the food was
my
so
mom is the bomb.
good. She is the
I
bomb.
mean, it's hard when I tell people I don't cook, and they're like, "Why?" I said because between my mother and my mother-in-law,
oh yeah, you can't get in that fire.
Have no space.
Yeah.
So you gonna find a dish. If you want to make a contribution, you find a dish.
Yeah.
And you say, okay,
I'm responsible
for this.
I'm gonna perfect it.
And fight to hold on to it, right? Because my dish was salmon, right? So I would do a barbecue jerk salmon. That they just took that over. My mom took it over, not they. My mom. And so hey, that's my life.
But that's a wonderful testament to family commitment. And you know, us as Black folks in this country, and we look to people who immigrate here, particularly of Caribbean descent. They have a work ethic that we see that's probably a little adjacent to our work ethic in terms of, you know, everybody is on board. Whatever the dream is, whether people dig the dream or not, everybody's on board.
Well, it's a perception that everybody is.
Okay.
It's a perception that everybody is. Sometimes it's very hard. So you're going to have the worker bees that carries for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know.
Because I'm starting to see more and more Jamaican restaurants open. I've seen more Jamaican restaurants open in these last 2 years than I have in my whole life. Because when I was growing up, there was only like 1 or 2 Jamaican spots.
So when I came to New Haven,
I think there was probably one.
It was Noel's on Dixwell, right across from Vizel's. He had like a grocery store. There's a church there now. And he had the first Jamaican grocery store. Then he had a restaurant in the back, like he would just cook something.
Okay.
And then Mother's.
That's what I know. I know Mother's.
Mother's.
And
then Mother's opened up the road. Yeah, girl. She took care of all my pregnancy. She took care of my pregnancy food when I was pregnant with my first child.
But there was another little place. There was a Jamaican place across from the church, right? Across from
what, St. Luke's?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Mother's. So Mother's was on Dixwell.
Oh, that's right.
So Mother's was on Dixwell, and then she moved to Sperry, and then she moved to Winthrop.
Okay.
And right.
That's how I know them on Winthrop.
So yeah. So Mother's. So we technically Mother's, because Noel moved away. So Mother's would be technically the first Jamaican restaurant.
Okay.
So yeah.
What are you doing, Harry?
Harry said, y'all talk too loud.
No, he probably doesn't want the noise out there to float in here. So, okay. So, all right. So, because I used to love to go to Mother's. That was like my first real, I mean, I went to college with a lot of people from Jamaica, and these women would cook in the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, cabbage. They would curry chicken.
Girl, I was
rice and peas in college in the dorms.
Because they got to eat.
And then we would never go to CAF. Because this is what they would do. They'd call around and say, all right, we're cooking. Who got money?
That's right.
And we would put in.
That's right. You got to have a hustle.
What? And I kept my hair. They kept my hair. They used to do my hair.
Got to have a hustle.
With those big fat pink rollers so I could have.
That's right.
I never had hair like that, right?
That roller set.
And it would be like big.
And it's coming back.
Well, I'm not gonna go back with it, but but for the culture, I do remember.
But for the culture, yeah, roller setting.
So you open your salon. You open Hair's K.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember Marvin Eason? So Marvin used to work at California Hair Design.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the day I was going to register my salons, the business, I actually saw Marvin. So Marvin is one of my mentors as well. And I said to him, yes, I'm going to go register and blah, blah, blah. He said, what's the name of the salon? I say, Hair Network.
Oh.
Because my cousin has a salon in Toronto named Hair Network. So I was like, why not? He goes, oh, my God, that's the stupidest name ever. Ooh. Hair Network. He go, Hair's K. And I was like, what? Hair's K.
I love it.
And he just kept saying it. And I was like, I already promised my cousin. I was, like, I'm going to do this. And, Hair's K was registered.
Look at God. See how God works.
Always. He shows up always on time. Always on time. And as I'm telling you this, it's kind of like Hair's K was never just K. Hair's K was always community. Mm-hmm. Always had.
I believe it because I feel that.
It's always community. I can never say to you that I did this by myself. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. It's the Marvins. It's the Daphnes. It's the Dolly. It's you. It's that all these people that's poured into me. And I've lived in New Haven now longer than I've actually lived in Jamaica. And New Haven is my home. And I can honestly tell you that I have a really amazing group of.
Oh, I think you do, without a doubt. Like everybody talks about the separation of Kevin Bacon, but really, it's the degrees of separation from K-Holness. Like, if you don't know K-Holness, you don't know Jack. Like you don't know nothing.
You don't know her? What? Yeah, but yeah.
All right, so
I've been blessed.
So when did the Jamaican-American connection come about? How old is that?
So that's 10 years.
Okay, that's right, because you just
This did our 9th, and
Yes.
we're in our 10th year now. And that started.
That's one of my favorite events.
I know. It's the start of the gala season.
It is.
darling.
It does.
So that came about after the demise of another group that we were a part of. And we actually waited because we wanted it to not just be Jamaican, but we could not get anybody else to commit. And so then the Jamaican American connection was formed. It was formed, so it's from my family alone, it's 4 people. That's our part of the founding members.
Okay.
And I'm still the current president. And we wanted to be able to be a voice for our community, a resource. One of the things people don't think about is, you know, even if you come from another state, right? You need someone to help you navigate. And so the organization is supporting, helping to navigate stuff. You know, just who are we while we're here, contributing here, contributing back home, and of being able to speak your patois freely, teach our children
I'm trying to
our
learn.
sayings. You know, it's a great space. Since the Jamaican American connection, and we had the Caribbean Heritage Festival. So all of these things started out of these things started out of the salon. So I was actually thinking in the past 25 years, what has Hairskay done? And so I would say the first thing, we used to work with the Witness Project.
Yes.
With Marilyn Moore. And we at one time used to raise money for Planned Parenthood.
I hear you're being courted.
Girl, I am being courted.
I hope you enjoy the experience.
Okay.
We'll talk offline.
Yes. And then we did oh my gosh, we did the care program. So a lot of people may think
you've really been a social service agency who happens to do hair.
Who happens to do hair. I'm trying to remember the agency out of Bridgeport. Oh my goodness. They have, it was an adoptive agency, and I used to mentor the young girls from that program. And I used to tell my girls, like, y'all need to get passports and go to their social workers. These children need passports. Why? Because passports allow you to, it's available. Like, you can travel. You don't have to just be here. And so I enjoy my social services, hat, I guess. And then we started a care program that was a brainchild of Jackie Buster and I, when she went to
who was another entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes, ma'am. So she had gone to an orphanage in New York, came back totally depleted because her mind started going like, what can I do? How can I help? And I said, well, the only thing we can do is, like, we can always go back and just do somebody's hair. We can do the hair. And so when she started working at another agency, she created the care program, which is spelled KHAIR.
I like that.
Meant K hair.
Yeah.
And so I don't just do Jamaican stuff, contrary to what a lot of people think, that I'm so immersed in the Jamaican culture. Yes, I am Jamaican.
But I mean, I love that about you. And then even if people make that leap, I mean, that's a natural leap to make. But you bring the Jamaican culture to wherever you go.
Yes.
See, that's what I like, and this is a great immigration story.
Yeah, I'm an immigrant.
It's a great immigration story, and more of these kinds of stories ought to be lifted up to combat those terrible narratives of immigration.
And one of the greatest immigration stories of all time is Alexander Hamilton.
Yes,
who is part of the Constitution, right?
Yes.
and he's from Nevis. He's from the Caribbean.
I feel like I want to sing Alexander Hamilton.
But I'm just trying to, like sometimes when people talk about, and I'm like, but you do know he's from the Caribbean, like,
yes,
forefathers.
Well, it's because people don't. Yeah, I think history is so not taught well in this country.
Well,
I think they do a better job in other places. So when people come here, they seem to have a better understanding of our history than the people who actually are here. So,
well, I guess it would be the same thing. Like a lot of Jamaicans, like myself, don't know how to swim. When we are surrounded by water.
Yeah, you should learn. Hey. Well, when Markeisha gets that
girl, I'm waiting. Markeisha,
she can teach us all. I know how to swim, but I want to learn to swim that way. Because I don't want to. I want to swim in the ocean, but not really.
Maybe not really.
I don't really care to swim in the ocean, but I like to know how to swim in the ocean. That's my point.
Yeah, but because we have a saying in Jamaica, closer to church, further from God. So the whole history thing, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You take things for granted because it's here.
Yes.
And so it doesn't matter where you are. You just take things for granted because it's right there until it's gone.
Yes.
And then you're like, crap. Yeah.
So what's next for Harris K? What's the next few years looking like? Are you dreaming like that? Are you thinking about that? I mean, at some point, I'm
dreaming
sure
about how the heck. I mean, not how the heck do I stop, but you're getting older.
Well,
the pains,
you
the
want
aches
to
and
have
pains,
a exit strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody should have that, no matter what the job is.
Right. So that's where I'm at right now.
I'm trying to have one too.
We all need one. So for me, again, because the mind just goes all these, these crazy places and stuff. I really don't know yet. Because I put my hands in so many things.
Sisters jamming.
Right. I have sisters jamming. Which is going to be celebrating 20 years
20 years.
Yeah. And that started in the salon. And that started because most of my clients at the time did not travel. So you would have these conversations and, women would not give themselves permission to just breathe.
Yeah.
We just felt like they had to do everything for everyone except themselves.
Yeah.
And so my mom, again, gifted me the book of Sacred Pampering Principles for African American Women by Debrina Jackson Gandy.
Who you had here.
Who I brought here.
I know.
Yes. That's my girl.
She's good people.
And I actually, when I started reading it, I was like, oh my God, my clients need to read this. Because that's when I realized, and it clicked, that going to get your hair done is not about pampering. That has nothing to do with pampering. That's grooming.
That's exactly my point, Kay. I'm saying this to people. I'm like, self-care is not just getting in the bathtub and taking a bath. That's bathing.
Yeah. So
self-care is something deeper.
And it is just giving yourself permission to just be still. To connect with God or whomever you serve. It's just that moment, And so when I started reading the book and I started giving it to my customers to read while they were under the dryer with their rollers in their hair, then we started having these different conversations. And then I called the number in the back of the book because I'm bold like that.
You are.
And the person responded. And it was Debrina herself, and she was about to embark on the African American authors book tour, and she would have been in New York, and so she wanted to know how far I was from New York City, and so we ended up having a book signing. And at the time she got here, her second book, All the Joy You Can Stand, was just being released. So we were supposed to have like an hour of her time. It went into almost 4 hours, and we were supposed to do it at the salon with all the people wanting to be there. We had to move it to another location. And talking to her, she says, Kay, there is a need. The women are hungry, and you got to do this. And I was like, at the time, again, the mindset was just changing. I didn't know where in New Haven or Connecticut that I can have a gathering of women without interruption. And so I decided, well, let me go back home. And that's how Sisters Jamming started.
Yes. Home being Jamaica.
Home being Jamaica.
I went 2 years ago.
Yes.
And it was for the turn down.
That was for the turn down. And it was, yeah. We not only turned down, we also closed down the place.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So you keep shifting your mindset about who you are and the world in which you want to be in. And so, yeah, I've done a lot.
I think Sisters Jamming is necessary to bring women together to travel who ordinarily probably wouldn't do it or are afraid to travel by themselves or whatever. I mean, I enjoyed it. We did a show. We did my show from Jamaica.
And yeah, my first international show.
Mine too.
Girl, you put me on the map.
I was like, I love doing it. It was such a beautiful space.
It was a beautiful space.
You know,
the beauty of that though is it's my girlfriend's business. It's my girlfriend's home. And so whenever, you know,
I'm still friends with her on Instagram.
Right. Whenever I'm ready, I have a space that is magical.
Yeah.
To get away from.
I'm happy to go back.
That's right. The ride up the hill.
No. I need the helicopter up.
So yeah.
All right. So you got something planned for that?
For
Sisters Jamming.
Yeah. Well, Jamaica. Yeah, we're going July 5th to 12th.
Okay.
And that's the luxury Sisters.
Let me know.
Yes.
I'm waiting for my package because
this is the luxury trip.
Some of us ain't got no money. We gotta pay on time.
That's true. And this is. I'm
just gonna start bringing my money to the salon, and then you just like
everything else.
Like you gonna bring my money. I'm gonna bring my money to the salon.
Just bring it on over. But
yeah, till we get a date, that'll be an amount. So, all right. So where are you in your life these days?
I am,
because there's been an evolution.
Yeah,
and you're transitioning from day to day mother because now your children are grown.
Yes, and so this was like, I would technically say this was like one of my saddest Christmases ever, because this was the first Christmas that I had no kids at home.
See, this is one of my happiest.
Oh my God,
because I had no kids at home.
I did not realize that I would actually miss them.
Yes.
Like waking up Christmas morning and it was just me and Robert, and it was just like, this is it.
Like, where did they go?
Like, you know, and yeah, so yeah, it's we're transitioning now after being parents
for 25 years or 30 years.
So we've been parents 29 years.
Yeah, see,
and now we have these independent people,
and they're doing beautifully,
and they are, and so now he and I are looking at each other like, what? We gonna do this? Oh. All right.
Well, he's doing stuff around the house.
Hey, girl. I'm like, hey, boy. So yeah. So it's another stage in our marriage. So we've been married now 33 years.
Whoa. I mean, that's huge.
So yeah.
So now you can reinvent that.
So we have to do that. So now we gonna have to go back to basics.
Yeah, like let's rediscover.
Yeah. We don't have to discuss, calls from the school, doctor's appointments, what are our hopes and dreams for our children?
Right.
We don't have to do that anymore.
Now we're like, what are our hopes and dreams at this point? Like, what do we want to do?
What do we want to do?
Yes.
Right now we're in the middle of planning Cameron's graduation.
Oh my gosh.
Trip to Alabama. So now we got to go down in May for that. And so that's what we're doing, planning the graduations and stuff. So yeah,
we'll live that because I'm not coming to Alabama, but
girl,
live stream it.
Alabama with a banjo on my knee.
Oh Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So 25 years, you've got a good group of women who faithfully come to the salon. I mean, you were doing the mayor's hair, for God's sake.
Yes, and I also did Denise Napier.
Oh yes,
because I actually did with her, and because she's a triplet.
Yes.
And I had the honor.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, she's a triplet. So I had the honor of doing all three of them for her Treasurer's Ball the year she won.
Wow. Well, I mean, you've given me some iconic looks. Like you've done my hair.
Yeah.
And all of New Haven, just like their heads just turned. Like,
thank you.
Like, oh my God, she has white hair. She's platinum.
She red.
Oh my
she
God,
pink.
she has pink. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's got blue hair.
So yeah, so I've had the privilege of being Tony Harp's stylist and friend. And friend.
Yes. I know it's kind of bittersweet to see her step out of elected out of office.
Yes.
Yes. But, it frees her up to do some other cool stuff.
Correct.
If she looks at it that way.
And I think she does.
Now she could actually go to Paris and don't have to worry about coming right back.
Or that it's not seen as.
Yes. Yes.
She's
like,
so and she has a beautiful grandson.
And I'm sure the look of them, they're going to have more babies, I bet.
So, I mean, listen, that's the beauty of life, right? We just keep evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So, so Tony is going to be fine.
Yeah. So what is the dream? Let me go back to my original question. So what are the hopes and dreams moving forward? I know you got, I don't need you to go into great detail, but, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about moving forward? Like, what's on your mind?
So what's on my mind now, for now, is to accept my business award.
Mm-hmm.
That was very hard for me.
Why?
Because I was like, anyway, so accept the business award.
And you're getting it from the teachers' fraternal order.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm getting that on the 25th. It was hard. So it was hard because I was like, there are so many more.
No, I don't know.
I'm just looking at because I'm
when
downside.
I get an award, I'm happy to have it.
No, I just look.
And,
it's not.
and
No,
I
it's not.
feel like I'm deserved.
No, I just look at it and say, I am like I'm a solo operator now. It's not by like when I had staff and all of those things. Not that I'm not looking at my business as a business, but I just thought that there were others that.
Oh, there are, but.
So that was just what
like
it was
you.
for me. but they like me.
They love you.
So instead of having a party, I'm using that as a celebration for my clients to celebrate with me on the 25th of January at Aria's.
Are there tickets to be sold?
And
I
there's
need to buy
tickets,
one.
Yes. I have tickets at the salon.
Okay, I'll come by and get mine. How much are they?
They're $60.
Okay.
And so and it's a Saturday. And so Saturday the 25th. And so at first, so I just want to get through that. Then we have and then the Jamaican American banquet, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
This year.
I had the pleasure and honor of being the MC, and it was. I tell you, it's my favorite event.
Yeah,
and the fact that I got to host it was incredible for me. And in the new renovated
Omni Hotel. That's when
and the food.
Yes, the
food was so damn good that y'all insisted that it be Caribbean, that they've added it to the damn menu at the hotel.
They sure did.
That's how they were impressed by what they did.
Listen, we were impressed when we went in for that
Girl,
tasting.
That food was good.
That food was really good.
I'm always skeptical when people take on other people's cultural food.
They represented,
but they showed up.
They showed up and showed
my
out.
soror's over there running that place. So.
But it was really, really, really good. So I just want to get through that, and we're still on the high of having the Miss World.
Yeah.
And so our keynote speaker is Jamaica's third Miss World, Lisa Hanna.
Wow.
Who is now a member of parliament.
Wow.
But so, not only is she beautiful, but she's also smart and talented.
Well, let me know if you need another MC. I'm not trying to throw my hat in. I'm just saying.
So she's.
If you can't find nobody else.
So actually, our MC would be Andrew Clark from Brata.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I can just come and be a guest.
Because you remember, he was the one that had everybody in stitches 2 years ago.
Yes.
So we booked him for that 2 years ago. So he's gonna be our MC, and of course, DJ Fire.
Oh yeah,
is our
I love these little DJs that come with
DJ.
a whole little setup.
Listen, he's like, so what ambiance do you want? Because he doesn't just play music. He creates the mood and everything for us. So we sit down with him before the event, and he goes and he looks at the room, and then he creates his whole lighting.
Listen, it showed.
He goes out.
I mean, it showed. I mean, he really was into that. I was like, okay.
And he's one of our scholarship recipients.
Oh yes,
yes,
which is a nice
and
thing.
It is, other people have come to us and asked us, why don't we hire them? And I'm like, well, he's He's one of our recipients. We have to support him, and he's also a member of the organization as well. So we, but anyway. So in terms of me having a plan for K and Here's K after, I really don't know, because I have so many options available to me.
And you have your foundation.
And yes.
I mean, you do. I mean, it's real.
That is true.
It's a foundation. So we're trying to do some things with it.
Right. And it's called Widea.
Yeah.
But and that spun out from, we did not even touch on that, the school.
That's right. You had a cosmetology school, and you had one graduate.
I had my one and only
Omar Sangster.
Who is incredible. Phenomenal.
Opened his own shop.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful space.
Yep.
He is a lovely spirit.
Yep.
And it's like how you want a barber shop to be.
Yes. He has. So at first I looked at it, as a failure, because it didn't come to what I thought it would be, because it would have been the first not-for-profit cosmetology school. It was the first not-for-profit cosmetology school in the state of Connecticut. And I wanted it to be a branch from my social services, in the sense that we talk about getting kids engaged. And we know that cosmetology plays a very big part in the African-American community.
It does.
Because if you go to any of the high schools, the kids are in the bathroom and they're doing hair and they're doing all of these things. So now if you get them engaged into what it is that they love to do, and you show them the connection in why you need to go to school and why you really need to show up in class, why you need chemistry, because you're going to need it when as a cosmetologist, right? You're dealing with chemicals, why you need math and all of these things, and you show them the connection. Because in the state of Connecticut, if you have a felony, what is it?
Yeah,
you can't have a license as a cosmetologist.
Yeah.
So why can't we prevent? And so that was my goal in opening up the school, is how do we create a preventative measure? And so that was not necessarily supported. And so
you were way ahead of your time with this reentry conversation.
Correct. And so, but nonetheless,
I know, but
I am
to have one graduate
100% successful,
who is as amazing as that is
phenomenal.
I mean, he cuts my hair.
Listen, but like I said to him the other day, I said, "Do you know you can consider yourself a celebrity stylist?" Like, you can't, because like Titus, Pastor Bland, like he has all of these phenomenal people in his chair. I am so proud.
Oh,
of him.
I love him.
And he has us.
And
he has a squad. Somebody
tried to come for him on Facebook one time. I was like, oh
no.
Oh, I'm gonna deal with this.
No.
Like,
He got his, and he is. So one of the things that I had sent a customer to him, and she said to me that her child has never sat in a barber chair and got his hair cut because he has autism. But being in Omar's space, because he doesn't have a lot of, I guess, to trigger the child.
Yeah.
So he was able to sit and get his hair cut. And she was like, "Thank you so much for that recommendation." And I never, because we didn't see the connection, because it's not loud. It's not a lot of activity going on.
Oh, no. Listen,
So,
that place is not... You're not going to get any loose talk.
Mm-mm.
You're not going to get foolishness in there.
And you ain't going to have no crazy thing on the TV.
Nope.
It's if you don't like jazz, you're going to like jazz when you're done.
Oh, well. One last thing before I let you go. You do this thing on the green.
The homeless haircut?
The homeless haircut.
I do that with Jesse Hardy.
Yes.
That's one of our pet
So what
projects.
you do is you recruit other
stylists.
And
other
you
stylists
spend
and barbers,
a day,
and we spend a day
like
or
you
two.
set up a barbershop on the green.
On the green.
And you do this all day.
And we cut all day. And I mean, considering how many barbershops and beauty salons there is in New Haven, we could have more people, so that we don't have to be out in the heat that long. But we have the faithful, Omar, Dexter, Ebony, Carrie. Carrie comes from Brantford. So I would consider them the team. You know, so we
It's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. You know,
we do our thing. We do our thing. There's a lot of stuff, huh? Next time I'm gonna have to write all the things
you
that
should
I
write
do.
it all down.
Oh Lord,
because I'm sure there's more. I know there's more.
Girl,
so. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I mean, I talk to you all the time.
All the time.
I hang out at the salon because it's the, you know,
it's a spot.
I love that it sits on a triangle because that's like the center of the world, right?
Yes.
And so everybody just converges there. And even if I don't get my hair done, which 9 times out of 10 I'm not getting my hair done. I'm just in there for the camaraderie and fellowship.
That's right. It's our social hour. And we do it well.
Yes, we do it well. Happy 25 years.
Thank you, my friend.
I look forward to the next 25.
Or the next. Don't do that. For the next couple of years.
To the next, whenever you say.
To the next, yes, not 25.
Well, I want you to be around for the next 25.
Yeah, that we can do.
So
I will take that.
We'll see what Harris K morphs into.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Love you. Love you.
Love you. Love you too.
Thank you, Harry. I'm on my way out.
Thanks,
I'll
Harry.
See y'all. Tomorrow I'm talking to Earl Bloodworth.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's doing reentry stuff in Bridgeport. So he's coming with somebody to talk about whatever it is they got going on.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, I love his wife.
Yes,
she is a good doctor.
She is my girl.
She's fun. And their son, I adore him.
Yes.
So
see, our circle is very small.
It's big though,
but it's still small. You know, in the sense that we're all connected,
very much
linked.
Yes.
So yes.
All right. Thank you, Kay.
All right. Thanks, Babz.